Wave to the camera. Yeah, good job. Good job. Okay. Good job. Mama. Hi guys, and welcome back for another video. So in today's video, I'm joined by my little special guest, Easton, because we are doing his 12-month baby update. Well, I guess he's not considered a baby anymore. He's kind of considered a toddler now. Did you know that, Alex?
Yes.
You knew he was considered a toddler?
Not really.
No, not really.
I thought 2 years old was a toddler.
So did I. I thought like 18 months or 2 was a toddler, but no, he's considered a toddler now, which is super crazy to me because he's not walking. I have the help of Alex right here on the sideline because he is not going to sit here through this video, so he's going to play with Big Brother so that Mommy can talk about you, right? Alright, so like I said, we are here to do Easton's 12-month update. He is not going to sit through this video. We've tried to film this so many times and all he does is knock down all of my lights. So he is going to be playing over there. You'll probably hear a little bit of noise, but I mean, it's a baby update or a toddler update, so there's gonna be a little bit of that. Alright, so for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Michelle. I am a mom to 3 boys, a soon-to-be 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, as well as my baby Easton, who is 12 months old. There is gonna be so much noise, guys, but hey, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. I hope it doesn't bother you too much. All right, so let's jump right into it. We're gonna start talking about his growth. We're gonna move on to feeding, breastfeeding, sleeping, and then finish off with his development as well as milestones. So to start off with growth, he is 25.6 inches long, which is pretty big for that age. He is 33.5 inches, and he wears 18 to 24 month clothes. So yes, he's a little bit, he weighs a little bit more than the average baby at that age, but the nurse at the doctor's office also told me he was about 3 inches taller than the average. So it kind of counterbalances each other out. All right, so that was really short-lived. I had to wait for him to go down for a nap because he was into everything. That one little clip took me like 20 minutes to try and film, and he was playing over there and knocking everything over. My lights were getting knocked over, and I tried to breastfeed him, and that wasn't working either. So he is napping now. So I'm gonna jump right in where I left off, and I believe I was starting to talk about his feeding and breastfeeding. So Easton is still eating 3 meals a day, obviously. He has been doing so for quite some time now. We do add some snacks here and there depending how hungry he is, how well he did at his previous meal, how long he's going between meals. We kind of just try and look at his demeanor and see what he wants. He loves food. Every time we eat, even though he's just had a great big meal, he wants to eat what we're eating. So he's super adventurous when it comes to that. He has tried like shrimp and different seafoods and different meats. There's nothing really that we haven't let him try that he's wanted to, except for honey before he was 12 months old. However, his go-to food is a lot of vegetables and fruit, berries, watermelon, cantaloupe, any kind of fruit that we can have in season in our house, he will eat. He eats lots of avocados for the healthy fats. He'll have some low-fat cottage cheese, full-fat yogurts, just things like that to incorporate a lot of good fats into his diet. He eats eggs a lot, all the time actually, and that's pretty much sums it up. He'll have some meats, but that's not like his favorite preference. He has a lot of grains, which is like rice and potatoes and lentils and quinoa and barley as well, and then we'll just kind of like saute some vegetables or steam some vegetables to go along with that. As for breastfeeding, he is still breastfed 3 to 4 times a day. He has a feeding in the morning as soon as he wakes up, whether it's in my bed or in the chair in his room. And then about half an hour later, that's when he'll have his breakfast. He also has a feeding right before afternoon nap, which is between 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then he'll have one before bed as well. If he is teething or fussy or hurt or extra cranky or tired or just wants cuddles, sometimes that is when we incorporate the 4th feed of the day, but that is not like a typical daily occurrence. He also only breastfeeds for about 5 to 7 minutes at any given time, so I'm not sure exactly how much milk he is getting. My breasts don't feel as full and engorged as they used to be, so I'm not sure exactly, but he is eating so much like actual food that I just don't know. So our goal for breastfeeding was to go till at least 12 months. Since we've passed that mark, I'm super happy to keep going. It's such a wonderful bond to be nursing your toddler and to just enjoy that time together. It's nice to feel the need from him. It's nice to just have that time to sit down together and talk and look at each other, and he'll rub my arm and I'll play in his hair, and it's just really, really sweet and fine. So I spoke to Easton's pediatrician, and he said that the World Health Organization recommends going till 2 or beyond. So I'm more than happy doing that if that is what he needs. I'm kind of just gonna let him decide when he is done with it and then just go about that. So there's no plan for weaning anytime soon. Feeding your toddler, your 12-month-old, is so much easier than feeding your 8 to 9 months old when they start to crawl around and they're not interested. You kind of just have to push through that in order to get to where I am at with Easton right now. Breastfeeding your newborn is difficult. You're doing it 10, 12 times a day. You're kind of learning how to bond with each other. Baby's learning how to breastfeed. If you're a first-time mom, you're learning how to breastfeed. That is very, very difficult. The pediatrician did say, like, don't stop your regular schedule. If you're returning to work and he's 12 months old or you need to be out for some reason, don't rush home to breastfeed him. But if you're going to be doing that, then morning and evening is fine, or morning and dinner time and like bedtime is fine, to just like I can skip out on that day 1 if I am not home for some reason. With that being said, he is not interested in any kind of other form of milk. He will not have cow's milk. He will not have plant milk. He won't have any other type of milk. So we are incorporating the yogurts and the cottage cheese and the cheese and all of that stuff as well, just to kind of give him a little bit of extra fat in case one day he does decide to want to wean. We won't put him on cow's milk. We're just going to let him eat the foods that he is currently eating now. All right, so that kind of sums up his feeding and breastfeeding. So third category we're going to talk about is sleeping. That hasn't changed very much either. He is still sleeping about 12 hours a night, and he is still having 2 naps a day. He sleeps around 7 to 7 at night. Typically, sometimes it's like 6:45 to 6:30 or 7:30 to 7:30, or it's always within half an hour from that 7 o'clock mark that he goes to sleep and wakes up in the morning. So he sleeps 12 hours at night. When he wakes up in the morning, he's up for about 3 hours. Then he'll go down for his first nap, which is anywhere between an hour to 2.5 hours. And yes, we are lucky when he sleeps 2.5 hours. And then he is up again for about 3 hours and then has another afternoon nap. His typical nap is between 9 and 11 and 2 and 3:30, I would say. Like, that is pretty much what he ends up doing. And then he's up again for about 3 to 3.5 hours and then goes to bed for the night afterwards. So that's pretty much what he is doing. I don't know when he's gonna cut out that second nap. I am loving that second nap because I get so much more done while he is taking 2 naps a day. I can clean my house and do all of that one nap, and I can do YouTube and focus on all of that during the other nap, or focus on the older kids, play a board game, or have a workout, or whatever that might be, prep for dinner. So it is so, so nice when your baby naps 2 naps a day. I am not looking forward to the day that he stops. So we'll see. My oldest stopped his 2 naps a day at 15 months, and then the other one stopped at 2. So I mean, there's a wide range of when he won't need that second nap anymore. All right, so for the fourth and final category, we're gonna talk about development and milestone. So this category is always the funnest. I say this all the time. It is so great to see your baby excel and grow and just kind of change and develop so much more. Easton has 7 teeth now. I forget how many teeth he had last month, and I think he is working on tooth number 8. So that's changed a little bit. I think he only had 6 at 11 months old, if I'm not mistaken. He is not walking unassisted yet, but he does really, really well holding onto her hand, pushing onto his walker. He is obviously moving along the furniture like it's nothing. And what's new now is that he can stand there for like a minute at a time, crouch down, pick up a toy, stand back up. He just has not put that foot forward yet, which is fine. The doctor said it's not abnormal for a 12-month-old not to be walking. Our older boys walked a lot earlier, around the 10-month mark, and the doctor said that that was more abnormal than a 12-month-old not walking. I'm pretty sure once he starts putting one foot in front of the other that he's going to walk and there's not going to be a concern. There was a little bit of concern about his hip because he was tested for hip dysplasia at about 6 or 8 weeks old, and the doctor said his hips are fine now, which is really, really good. So yeah, so he's getting a little bit more mobile. He's learning how to climb up the stairs. He cannot go down the stairs yet, but he's learning how to climb up the stairs. We're obviously there right behind him watching him, but he can do that. He can climb his little playground all by himself. He's so cognitive now and he understands so much more. He does not like to be told no. He'll actually pout and get upset and cry if we say no to him for something. And he'll shake his head no like this, and he can say no. He says, hi mama, hi dada. He says bye-bye. He'll say water, num-nums when he's hungry. And anything you kind of ask him, like give something to mommy, and he'll actually give it to you, or share with your friend, and he'll share something with his friend or his brothers as well. He is a super, super interactive now. He loves to play with his brothers and friends. Mainly his brothers. He doesn't play with like babies his own age, but like he'll interact with his brothers so much more. When we laugh if we're watching TV, he'll just start belting out laughing, which is super cute. It's so, so funny. He's just overall so much more like, he's just like a little person now. Like he's like an actual like toddler. I guess in that way you can look at it like he's a toddler. Yeah, he is. He's not walking, but he's just like a toddler. And he feeds himself so well. He'll pick up the fork and with his right hand, or he'll pick up the fork with his left hand and eat with his right hand. We do help him like spoon feed yogurt and stuff like that to him, but he is just trying to learn the concept of self-feeding with utensils. Obviously he's so, so young for that, but I just thought, hey, we'll put it on his tray. Let's see what he does with it. Holds it in his hands. If he takes one bite with it, or if he tries, or if he doesn't, or if he throws it on the floor, at least he's kind of getting the concept of eating with utensils. So the last thing I want to mention before I close this video is when we did do his 12-month doctor's appointment, the doctor did have concern about the soft spot on his head right here. You typically have 2 soft spots, one in the back, one in the front, and he's saying that the one at the front is not supposed to fuse together until the baby is 18 months old, and his seems quite fused together. So the doctor did refer us to our children's hospital, so we are waiting for our appointment to go and see that. He said in his 25-year career, he's only had one baby that needed surgery for that, so we are praying and we're hopeful that everything will go well. We know that our pediatrician is just really looking out for him and looking out for our family and wanting to make sure that his brain has the room to expand and grow, because he still has years and years for that to grow. So we know he's just looking out for us. It's not stressing me out too much. We're waiting on the call, shouldn't be too long. We'll go in for that exam and we'll see from there what happens with that. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm not going to be doing a month-to-month update now for him because he is 12 months old now, but I will share with you guys his milestones and stuff and his growth and weight when he's 15 months, and I will also do like an 18-month and then 24 months. I probably won't talk too much about sleeping and eating unless that changes drastically, but I will talk about his development as well as his growth and let you guys know where he's at with his sleeping schedule, if he's cut that second nap or not. Anyways, guys, like I said, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe, stick around, and just join in on all of the fun.